Hello, beautiful soul, and thank you for tuning into today's episode. I know I say this on every episode, but I am genuinely really excited to share this with you today. So it is Thursday, the 4th of September. I'm recording this on the day that the episode goes live. So I know some of you that are serial listeners that will be listening to this today. So hello, hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm coming on today because it is the first day I have all three kids at school, like actual primary school. They're all in full-time, well, not full-time education yet, because my youngest doesn't go full-time until Monday. He's in a half day today. But anyway, they're all in school. And it's kind of like the start of a whole new season for me personally, as well as in my business. Now, I always talk about seasons in business and how we're always through different phases, how we're always growing, how we're always adjusting things, pivoting, changing what we're doing, or taking a different direction. Like we get to flow through life and business in a way that feels really good to us. Like if the biggest fear I have is staying still. I cannot imagine doing the same thing that I'm doing now in 10 years' time. Like, I just can't imagine it because I've never done anything for that length of time. I've always grown, I've always evolved, I've always figured out what else I want to be doing. I've always learned new skills and embodied a new version of myself. Like, that growth is huge in so many different ways. Um, Today's episode, I wanted to share something. Now, I talk about money a lot. I love to talk about money. I talk about money mindset. I talk about my own personal journey in that I went from a very, very negative money mindset, mindset. Um, and all of the limiting beliefs I had around money, how it was hard to make, how you had to work really hard in order to receive it, you needed to have X amount of experience, you needed to have done something for a certain amount of time to be able to charge that amount. Money doesn't grow on trees, all of those kinds of things that I've been taught, I've experienced, things that I've heard, and all of that kind of stuff. So I've had a lot of work that I've needed to do, and a lot of my money mindset blocks have actually come from generational beliefs and inherited ones as well. So it's been a lot of work, and it's something that I continue to work on. It's not a done and dusted thing, and this is something that you need to work on every single time you kind of have a bit of an upgrade to your offers, every time you increase your prices, every time you hit another income milestone. Like there are going to be things in you because it's not safe, because it's unknown, that will make you think, oh God, do I really want to do this? Or is this safe, because you've not experienced it? Your subconscious, your brain is going to try and stop you from doing something that you haven't done before because it doesn't feel safe, because it's never experienced that thing. But we all know when you do something you've not done before that feels slightly scary, but you know it's going to help you to grow and to move forward, we do it. We push ourselves through those challenges, like learning to walk. That's not an easy thing. We all pushed ourselves through that to be able to walk. We all learn different things. We've all gone to school or had some form of education that has helped us to grow and learn and do things that we didn't know before. That's how we evolve. Now, this August, so 2025, has been my highest cash month of the year. In fact, it's actually been my highest cash August ever, like in my life. And here's the wild part. I basically took the summer off. And I shared this in my previous episode. I talk about how I was really not taking a step back from business, because I was still being visible. I was still showing up online every single day, but in a way that felt really good to me. And I was taking maybe 5-10 minutes a day. So it wasn't like I was really working. I had one client project that I was working on over the summer, but it was very much fitting in around my life. It was something that I just didn't have that pressure on me to deliver on, because I'd already decided at the beginning of the year that I was taking some holidays off. It was something that I had on my vision board for years. I always wanted to have that time to be fully present, to not have to be juggling multiple things. And last summer, I would say, was probably my most challenging summer I've ever had, because I was hustling so much. I was trying to force things that were probably not in alignment, because I was still going through this spiritual journey, still trying to figure out what I wanted to do, who I was, like all of this kind of stuff was going on. And that was probably my most challenging summer I've ever had in my business, ever, and possibly even in my life. So it's wild to me now that August has just been a really incredible month for me. And yeah, literally taking so much time off, having so much space, having so much like abundance in terms of freedom around me. And in this episode, I wanted to really break down exactly how I did it. And it definitely wasn't about hustling harder or stacking a million strategies. And I want to share how I became the version of me who already feels like the woman on the vision board that I have for myself before the money even landed. Now, I want you to picture this. Now, I'm not doing this as a video, so if you're watching or listening to this on YouTube, I probably will do this as a mini video. But I want you to picture this. Like, well, I've been working in manifestation since January 2024. Or was it January 2023? No, I think it was January 2024. Oh my God, I'm losing all track of my dates now. I think it was January 2024. That was when I started to use manifestation or understand more about it. And I was doing it as a practice every single day. I was learning about it. I was understanding how it works, the human brain, like our mind, how the power of our subconscious mind, all of that kind of stuff. And really understanding about energetics. And every day I was spending my time visualizing. I was putting out to the universe what I wanted. I was doing my affirmations. I was listening to my sleep hypnosis. I was listening to my audio. Like all of this stuff was happening. And I was really focusing on what I wanted. But what I didn't realize was I wasn't fully embodying the feeling. I was focusing on the things that I wanted. So I was focusing on the number of clients I wanted. I was focusing on the fact that I want a yellow mini. I've wanted a yellow mini for years, well, 20 years actually. I was focusing on the dream house that I wanted. I was focusing on what the lifestyle looked like. I was focusing on all of the things, the externals of what I had around me. So I was visualizing my future life with everything around me, all of the things that I had. What I was missing, the piece of the puzzle that I was missing was the feeling that I would have when I had those things. That was the missing piece of the puzzle. So I was every single day looking at my vision board. I was focusing on like how incredible it was going to be when I had all of these things in my life. And oh my God, can you imagine when there's that mini on the driveway? Can you imagine when we've got our beautiful big house with the gravel drive and the gated front driveway, like all of this stuff? Like I just had the clear vision of what it looked like, but I hadn't really truly embodied how it felt. And I wasn't speaking it into existence in a way that I truly believe. There were always elements of doubt. There was always that voice in my head that was like, yeah, right, that's not available to you. That's just not going to happen. Now, if you let's picture a stick man, stick lady, stick person. You imagine that stick person there is you on a piece of paper. If you want to draw this, whatever, you can do that. That's fine. So I want you to imagine there's this stick person there on the paper. Now, if you think this is you today, every single thought that pops into your head, every single word you speak, every single thing you write is either a positive or a negative thing that you're putting out there into the universe. So let's just say you start your day and you feel really good. You've woken up and you think, oh, I had a really good sleep. I feel really good. I feel really energized. That's a plus. Then you wake up and you think, oh, I'm going to have a really healthy breakfast. I might go for a run. I might do all of this stuff. Plus, like you're doing all this good stuff. You're putting good stuff out there. I feel really good today. I've looked in the mirror. I feel really good in my outfit that I'm wearing. Like, yeah, amazing. Plus, like you've got all these pluses happening. Oh my God, I've got a new notification if someone's bought my new course, or a client's inquired and wants to book a sales call. Like all these amazing things are happening. You've got all these pluses filling up around you. Now, because you're putting out all this good stuff, and all these positive things you're saying, reading, experiencing, and everything are all positive things. They're all positive things in your day. They're all things that you are literally putting the energy out into the atmosphere, into the universe, that you are like open to receiving. You're magnetic. You are abundant. You are like setting out these really positive vibes and energy. Now, I want you to think like you've started your day off on a really good track, and then you get I don't know, like maybe you get a message from somebody that upsets you, or maybe you get a client that says, I'm not going to go ahead with this time, I'm going with someone else. And then you maybe start saying things to yourself like, oh, I'm not good enough, my prices are too high. You're putting minuses. So you're actually getting rid of, you're not like replacing them. You are replacing, you're not like adding to the pluses that you already have. You're basically removing the pluses. So all those positive things that you've been saying, speaking, doing, writing will then be replaced with negatives. Now, if you think every single time you say, speak, feel, think anything negative, you're literally imagining those pluses disappearing and the negatives are going to replace it. And that is what is going to cause energetic leaks into what you're putting out into the universe. And if you imagine, like, you've got this big, beautiful glow around you, this big aura that is just golden and light and beautiful, and it's just putting out all this positive energy. Every time a negative thing, a little gremlin pops in, you are leaking that energy. So instead of it being a beautiful circle that is surrounding you and putting out this beautiful like aura, you are getting, let's just imagine that there's a color outside of there. Let's just picture it as being a green color. I don't know why I'm picturing green, but there's a green. You are then, all those negatives are letting that green color seep in. So it's breaking up your beautiful golden aura. And every single time you're saying something negative or saying, oh God, that payment's bounced, or that client didn't book, or I haven't had a client for however many weeks, or this feels really hard, like negative, negative, negative. Oh, I stubbed my toe on the bed, or like, oh God, I'm late for this, or I've forgotten that, or I've lost my house keys, or oh my God, my car's broken down. Negative, negative. All of these things are happening, and you can see what's happening here. Every single time you put a negative out there, say, speak, think, feel, that is what you're putting out into the universe. All of that green is seeping in through your beautiful golden globe orb that's around you. Now, then what you're putting out into the universe is negative energy. Energy attracts energy. So when you are in that high vibe energy, when you're feeling good, when you're saying positive things, when you're feeling positive things, that is the energy you're putting out into the atmosphere, into the universe. So that is what you're attracting back to you. Every time you allow these energetic leaks by having those negative blocks, you're literally stunting your growth. You're literally causing yourself to block any of the positive things from happening because you're letting all of this negative energy creep in to your beautiful golden orb. Now, what I did this August, and this is now what I truly understand, and I'm recording this really fresh. I mean, it's the 4th of September, so I've only just got out of August. And I wanted to record this because this entire podcast was around sharing my experience, sharing how I'm growing my brand as I'm growing it. Basically, it's all about my own personal journey because I want other people to listen, to be inspired, to be empowered, to get to where they want to go quicker through what I'm sharing. Like, I don't want to kind of have a few more months of testing this before I share it. I want you to understand and see how this has had such a quick change in my business, in the results that I've had. And the difference has been I have felt amazing. I have been prioritizing things that make me feel good. I've been speaking things like, oh my God, I feel so good. I feel so surrounded by love, abundance. I feel so excited that I've been doing things that I genuinely really enjoy. We've been doing so much stuff in the garden. We've had loads of time together as a family. I've had an amazing client I've been working with. Like, it's just been so many pluses. So you imagine that stick person has had all these pluses. My big golden orb has just been growing and growing. And that is literally the energy I've been putting out there. So it's not about working harder. It's not about hustling. It's not about, oh God, I just need to work through this to-do list because otherwise I'm not going to get the results and I'm not going to get this client, which has definitely been my mindset previously, 100%. That was me because I've always grown up thinking if I work really, really hard, I might get the good result because that's what I believed going through school. If I worked really hard, if I revised really hard, I might do well on that exam. I might get that, yay, you passed, you've done a good job, well done you, pat on the back kind of thing. And when you start to realize that manifestation, that you creating that vision board in your reality, that you living your dream life, that you building your dream business, that you being the magnetic person, the category of one in your niche, it's not about doing more. It's about being in alignment. It's about you focusing on what lights you the fuck up so that you can show up as the energetic match for what it is that you're calling in. So I want you to just picture this for a moment. When you think about what is on your vision board, I want you to imagine how that feels when you have already achieved it. What decisions are you making in your day-to-day life? How are you showing up? How are you thinking? How are you feeling? Like, just imagine that life, those results that you're calling in, everything on that vision board is already yours. You're already receiving those kinds of things. You have it around you. You're living in that reality right now. How does that feel? Because when you already have that, you have all the things. You've checked it all off. You've ticked it all off your vision board. You've got it. How does that feel? And I want you to think, okay, if that is how I feel, so maybe you feel really peaceful, maybe you feel really energized, maybe you feel really calm, maybe you feel powerful, maybe you feel like energetic, like whatever it looks like. How can you have that feeling today before those things on your vision board are your reality? Because here's the thing, I want you to hear this today. You do not want to be a millionaire. You do not want to hit 5-figure months. You do not want to hit 6-figure months. You do not want to have a 30K launch. You don't want to have a fully booked diary. You don't want to have the dream car. You don't want to have the dream house. You don't want to have that amazing extension on your property. You don't want to have those holidays. What you actually want is the feeling that gives you when you have those things. And feelings, emotions, energy is something that you have total control over. So I want to give you this little example. I know I've kind of been talking about this anyway, but my vision board, my dream lifestyle, I didn't have hardly any of the things on that vision board. But what happened for me this August was I was actually embodying the version of me, the energy, the feeling, the emotion. I was using the words. I was literally being the person who already has that. Because actually, when you realize that it's about your energy and how you feel, you realize the external things don't matter, because it's what you get from receiving said external things that makes you feel that way. And you have the power to start feeling that today. So let's just say on your vision board, you have got the idea of having a brand new course that you've never run before. You want this to be your main income. You want this to help you hit a like consistent 4-figure, 5-figure months every single month. That's your vision board. Like maybe you want to have 50 people in there. Maybe you want to consistently sign 5 to 10 people in every month, maybe more. Like let's just say that that's your goal. How would it feel when you already have that? When you are signing those 5 to 10 clients every single month with ease and flow, because your brand's already aligned in a way that it's calling in the right people. How would that feel when you already have that as your reality? How would it feel when you've had that for like 18 months? Every single month, you've had 5 to 10 people come in. How would it feel to see that income going up every single month? How would it feel to know you could quit your full-time job, to know that you could book that dream holiday, to know that you're living in your dream house, to know that you could go and literally buy that car that you want because you've got it all? How would it feel right now if that was your reality? Because it's all about the energy that you put out there, you becoming the identity of the version of you who already has those things. Identity shifting is literally going to catapult your business, your life into bringing that vision board into your reality. And I really want you to hear this today, because I used to hear things about mindset and you just need to be positive and say your affirmations, do your daily journaling, listen to these audios, like do all of these things. And I was doing it all. I was doing everything and things still were not moving at the speed I wanted it to. And I couldn't understand it. I was frustrated. I was overwhelmed. I was wondering what was wrong with me. You can see where I'm going with this. I was like just frustrated that I wasn't getting the results that I desired. I had this vision board. I had the same things on my vision board year after year after year. And although my business was growing and I was growing personally and things looked great on paper, I didn't feel great because I wasn't achieving half of what I wanted to. I felt like I was going slowly. I felt like things just weren't moving at the speed I really wanted it to. And because I was frustrated, guess what symbols I was putting out around my little stick person at the time? I was surrounded by negatives, because every time I saw a positive, like, yay, client booking, amazing, go me, really good, big golden globe, amazing, perfect, feel really good. Oh, that one didn't book. Okay, negative. Oh, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Negative. Maybe I need to post more. Negative. Maybe I am not as good as that person. Negative. Like you can see like how those thoughts can completely dictate what energy you are putting out into the universe. And if you already know that energy attracts energy, which I know to be true because I've experienced it, like it's scientifically proven, like we know that energy attracts energy. If you know that to be a fact, then why not make your energy a number one priority every single day. How you start your day, how you end your day is so vital into how you're going to be showing up as the version of you that you need to be in order to attract. And the thing that I want to share now is I am pretty certain I have ADHD. I have a very overactive brain. I'm always thinking about a million things at once. I will go upstairs, forget why I've gone there. I'm juggling multiple things at any one time. I've always got hundreds of windows open on my computer, not in a chaotic way. It's kind of organized chaos. Because I know where things are, and that's how my brain works. It's how I work. But for me, making myself make my energy a priority over everything else was a real challenge for me, because I am one of those people that loves to check things off a to-do list. And if I've got send this email, send that form back, fill in this thing, like reach out to that person, like all of these jobs, like project, like go to that thing, do that, do like actual physical things that I needed to get done. I'm one of those people that will literally sit or like walk around and probably get distracted, but I want to crash through all of those things, not necessarily as quickly as possible, but I want to tick them off. I get real buzz out of crossing things off of a list. I'm very much a handwritten person. So although I have online checklists and stuff, I love that physical act of crossing something off. And I never had working on my energy, my mindset, doing my daily practices as something on my to-do list. It was something I knew I needed to do, but it was never a priority, because the priority was always, right, better start checking those things off that list. So it's been a practice, it's been a journey of me really starting to focus on what actions I'm taking each day in order to really embody the version of myself who already is a match for the things that I'm calling in. Like, I want to do more speaking opportunities. So why would I, therefore, not focus on my energy, knowing that the energy of a person on stage, it makes the difference between them being really engaging, really captivating, with you hanging on their every word and getting really involved and excited about their talk, or zoning out, looking at your watch thinking, oh my god, I don't actually know what that person just said, and just not really paying attention. Like, energy is so powerful. And I'm sure that you've all been to events, or you've been talked at in some kind of conference or something at some point in your life where you just literally did not hear a word of it because the energy just wasn't there. It wasn't lighting you up. Your energy is so powerful. So if you want to achieve something that is on your vision board, on your goals list, you need to start becoming that person who already is achieving them. Because otherwise, all you're doing is wishing and hoping. You're maybe saying, I am a match for this, that, and the other. And affirmations are going to do absolutely sweet FA if you're not embodying the person who is able to receive it. So it's about identity, it's about alignment, it's about you showing up as the version of you who is a match. It's about you having the confidence to take up more space, to be more empowered, to be a audacious, like, confident leader. Like, you are amazing at what it is that you do. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you weren't someone that was ambitious and wanted to help other people and wanted to build a thriving business. Like, you just wouldn't be listening to this. If you are, hello, you're probably on the wrong podcast. But I just want you to know that you are here for a purpose. You have got a bigger purpose. You are so capable of whatever it is that is on that vision board. But it's about how you choose to start your day, how you choose to end your day, how you choose to embody that version of you now, so that you can actually start attracting. Now, if I can literally spend the last 7 weeks switching off from work, barely being on social media apart from the odd post, and literally I was not spending more than 10 minutes a day on social media. In fact, I deleted a couple of apps from my phone. Like I say, I had one client project that I was just dabbling in every now and again. I didn't have any client phone calls. I was in the garden doing things I love most, walking my dogs, being fully present with my kids, which is something that I've always struggled with a business, because I'm so passionate about achieving my goals. I'm so ambitious. I so want to help other people. So it's very easy for me to get into the trap of prioritizing my work over my family. And I knew this summer I didn't want to do that. I knew this summer was about being a fully present mum, about really putting family time first, making memories, because this is such a key part of their own development. I want them to grow up to know and look back on, see what incredible summers we had together where I was fully present and not saying, oh, in a minute, just need to do this thing, or just need to try and juggle this, that, and the other, because I don't want my kids to see that that is how life is as an adult. I wanted them to see and experience that actually parents can take time off over the summer and be fully present with their kids, and it's fun and we can play games, and it's just been such a beautiful few weeks. And the fact that I've had my highest cash month is just the cherry on top, and it just proves that when you are in your most aligned, lit up, confident, like just happy version of you, you literally become magnetic for the things that you're calling in. Obviously, strategy is important. Obviously, how you're positioning your brand is important. Obviously, visuals, messaging, content, all of that is important, because you want your clients to come across your stuff and be like, yes, she's the one, straight away, bish bash bosh, I'm in. But when you have that and you start becoming this energetic match, oh my God, the things that happen are wild. And this is why I created my program, She Who Roars. And I've got something that I'm announcing later today, which I will share on probably the next episode, which is kind of a new version of She Who Roars. So I've got this as a program that is available one-to-one for those that are ready to deep dive, who want one-to-one support with in-person, with online mentoring, who are really ready to stand out as the leader that they already are, who really want to build their brands so they don't have to be doing the 30 minutes of engaging every day and posting in all these different groups and hustle, going to all these different networking things just to try and grow your network. And it's just a lot. Like my brain just cannot take all of that stuff. I want my brand to be doing heavy lifting for me, so that if I choose to, I can go to an event if I want to, but I don't need it in order for my business to grow, because I know my brand is doing the heavy lifting, and I know it's calling in people from around the globe consistently, like 24/7. That is what I want from my clients, and that is exactly what I help with. So She Who Roars is my signature program, which is available one-to-one or as a group. And I'm also going to be looking to launch a new thing, which, like I say, I'm going to be announcing later today. So do check out for that if you listen to this soon. And yeah, I'm really, really excited for what is to come. But if you are ready to roar, if you're ready to take up space, if you're ready to be a category of one, if you're ready for when those dream clients that need what it is that you offer are looking for you, you become an instant yes. If you're ready to position yourself as a leader, as an expert in your field, because you already are, you've already got loads of experience, you've worked hard to get to where you are now. Now it is time for your brand to do the heavy lifting, to bring those right people in, to bring the connections, the opportunities, the clients. Like, all of it can happen if you're actually positioned as the authority, as the one that is the perfect fit for your dream clients, for those opportunities. Like, brand is so powerful. And it's one of those things, if you've never really worked on your brand, you cannot appreciate the power of it until you have experienced it yourself. And what will happen is, if you've never worked on this before, what you'll see is other people taking over, like you, taking over from where you are, new people coming into your space and achieving incredible results, or people who just have absolutely, who are smashing it in your industry, who you really look up to, who you would love to have a business like. The reason they have that success is because of their brand, because of how they're positioned, because of how they're seen as an instant yes, as an authority, as an expert in their field. You already are an expert. It's just perhaps you're not yet showing up as one. So if you're ready to actually get your brand into alignment so you can become that, oh my God, yes, I need to work with this person. So you can raise your prices with confidence, so that you can create more financial overflow and abundance and live your dream life, then She Who Roars is for you. Drop me a DM and we can have a conversation about it. I also do offer calls every now and again. I'm not really one for discovery calls, because I'm a true believer in, you will know if this is the right thing for you. You'll just feel it. But yeah, if you would like to have a conversation about it, drop me a DM on social media. I will voice note you back or message you back, and we can have a little bit of a chat and see if it's the right fit for you and which option might be good for you. There is a founding members bonus if you join this year, so 2025. From December, the price will be doubling as well. So I can't remember what date it's set to double, but yeah, for the next few months, you've got access to join at the founding members rate, which is very exciting. So if you would like to work with me on building your brand to start showing up with soul aligned visibility strategies to embody that version of you who already is a match for what you are calling in on that vision board, I would love to hear from you. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I am celebrating today just because of having an amazing August. And yeah, I'm going to go and make myself a nice cup of coffee and enjoy this quiet before my little boy comes home. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next episode, beautiful soul. Mwah.